wrapped up in my sleeping bag, looking out the window at Erin's house as the sun is beginning to creep over the horizon. And the trees are silhouetted black against the emerging blue sky with the fading stars up in the sky. And I think to myself how much I hate Erin because he's got it fucking made with this fantastic house of his, this nice little piece of property tucked away out in the backwoods of South Dakota. God, I fucking hate him. I hope he dies. I hope he dies of syphilis. You piece of shit.
All is not well in the world of the girl boss. Where did the girl, what is the origins of the girl boss? The girl boss did not form in a vacuum. I'm not even being tongue in cheek about it. Not really. I'm being like 80% serious about this. But girl bosses were not, they just don't naturally form. They were conditioned by society. You could argue that about any. Well, you are a product of the nature and the nurture of the society you're up. So I grant you that. But long ago, before many of you were but a twinkle in your father's eye and a choice between your mom as to whether to abort you or not, depending on her emotional state at that time, previous to TikTok, previous to the social medias, there were women's magazines. I don't mean like Home and Gardens. I mean Teen Beat, Vogue, Allure, 17. I don't even know if any of these exist anymore. Like other traditional publications, they've been wiped out or they've just gone online. And I had to do a little bit of research on this because I was like, wasn't there Teen Vogue? There was 16 and 17, I'm pretty sure. And it was the predecessor. It was the proto anti-male girl boss horse slop that you guys see today on the internet. It was trash, just trash, egotistical trash. 40 ways to tell if your boyfriend's a scumbucket and one to tell if he's all right. Talking about nonsense. And there's a piece of me that wants to go back and find the old magazine issues from the 80s and the 90s and say, all right, what was the poison you were putting into young girls' minds? Because what was put in there set the trajectory of every idiot you see alive today now in charge of corporate America or the mayor, not the mayor, the governor of Michigan, Karens, girl bosses. I'm talking your corporate, your late 30s, 40s, maybe even 50 something. You know, your Sheryl Sandbergs, although she's competent and successful, I'd actually credit her with legitimate ability. Like, where did it get started there? Long before you got, again, before your mom made the choice whether to abort you or not. Like, you know, if she was going to have you, then there'd be a baby shower. If she didn't have you, then there'd be an abortion party. Yay! The people that, hey, celebrate abortion. I'm not kidding. I found on eBay like a bunch of them, like 200 magazines. They wanted $500 for. I'm not paying $500 for 200 magazines. I got to go to the library. Where do I find these old backup issues? And it's odd. You can't find them. It's very odd you can't find these. Unrelated. I had a friend visit. He's a younger guy. He's like 36, 37. And the day before he shows up, an older buddy friend of mine, he says, hey, Aaron, I got some old classic Playboys. Do you want them? I'm like, I could, yeah, maybe not all, but I could see like an old school 60s Playboy, especially if they're collectible, and some of them were. I could, like tastefully put on your coffee table. I said, yeah, I could. So when I looked at his collection, and it's big, it's kind of like he had 3 stacks. And I bought 3 old 60 Playboys, still in the cover, the plastic sleeve. And then I got the James Bond one from 87 with Timothy Dalton. I'm like, I'll take that one. Haven't even opened them. So they're just sitting there on my coffee table. And I just put them there, right? I hadn't strategically placed it with you angle it a little bit at the angle. Like, I just conveniently tossed it there in a very geometrically artistic fashion. Smoking my fucking pipe with my smoker jacket on like Hugh Hefner. So I just put it there. My buddy comes to visit the next day and he opens it and my girlfriend starts laughing at him. I'm like, oh yeah, I got those yesterday. He's like, I've never opened one of these. I'm like, what do you mean you've never opened a Playboy before? He's like, we had the internet by our time. We didn't, he had never opened a Playboy. I'm like, wait, you're never like at your dad's truck stop or the barber shop? You've never opened a Playboy before? He says, no. And then then we went and played poker. And a bunch of the younger guys, I told the story, these guys like, yeah, I never opened a Playboy before. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, none of you have that experience? And I'm thinking, well, then, at least the Playboys are around. Those are, I don't like, because I also go, I go antiquing. I enjoy antique stores. They're part sad and melancholy because you look like this is what people thought was valuable, and 98% of it's junk. But then you find some cool shit. Occasionally, you'll find a box of Playboys, and most of them are like 80s, 90s, aughts. They're not like, I mean, yeah, the girls are attractive, but I don't care about the 2002 Playboy. The 1964 Playboy. I think there was one with a Mustang. I think I got that one that had a Mustang on it. Anyway, you could find those, and maybe I wasn't paying attention. Maybe there was women's magazines, like the teen magazines, but I wouldn't pay 500 good money, but I'd pay good money to get a handful of them. And two, it's awfully curious. You could find old issues of Playboys, but you can't find old issues of Vogue or Vanity or any of that other shit. And I remember they interviewed a gal who was a very prominent writer back in those days. She says, yeah, it was all horseshit and a lie. We were writing gossip. We were writing trash. We're trying to get girls to buy it and like get all worked up. You want it? You want to know why your mom is the way she is and divorced your dad? If your parents are of my generation, because that's what's happening now, go find those magazines. That's like the devil whispering in their ear. I'm a big religious guy, but that's part of it. Certainly the indoctrination they got in school, that's another part. Certainly the mainstream media. I want to know what was in those fucking magazines. So I was very curious that when this showed up, part of what would it be? Part of your priestesses, would we call it that? Pastors and reverends, they lead their congregation, their flock. That was your congregation, or that was your pastor, right, ladies? But because it's Girlboss, because it was the women's magazines, that was your priestess. That's the fucking slop you followed. That was your little kind of quasi-religion back in the day. From the Hollywood Reporter, which I'm aware this is a rag as well, is Condé Nast, which is a larger company that bought out all these trash magazines. Okay, Condé Nast is a company, the portfolio of ownership of which owns all these trash magazines. Condé Nast, I think, is in turn owned by private equity. I don't know how long ago Condé Nast acquired all this shit. Doesn't matter. Condé Nast is the main employer. Folds Teen Vogue into Vogue's website. News Guild condemns the plan. This is so fucking funny. It is. You're going to find out because the drama is just beginning, boys and girls. It is the Democrats and it's socialists eating their own. It's communists eating their own. There are so many leftists in this story, and they're all eating each other. Because at the end of the day, I'm going to say it again, female or not, girl boss or not, a leftist is someone whose ultimate driving force is the fear of real work. You are cripplingly lazy, and you will do everything, including turn on your own people, to avoid working a real job. There is no morality in your leftist politics. You do not care about the little person. You care about the little person because you want to be a little person and you want to take other people's money. And if you're going to work, it's going to be something fun and bullshit like being a nonprofit director or being in government, a politician or being an activist or being a protester or being a journalist. And the wool is falling quickly from everybody's eyes as you start to see, as they find out, oh man, there's no more money in being the girl boss and being a boss bitch and talking about it and writing about it on the social medias and hating on men. And as you're going to find out with Teen Vogue, they went hugely teen, right? 13 to 18, 17, 18, 16. Okay. You're talking about sexual positions and threesomes and, oh, you could cut your junk off and trans stuff. Are you being edgy? Are you girl bosses being cute with your writing? Oh, we're so edgy. We're going to make fun of June and Ward Cleaver like they did in the 80s. We're so edgy. I don't know if you made money. They're not. Obviously, you're not. As you are aware, I think the tide is turning. It's not that young women, young lady girls, are getting wise and turning against all Democrat, socialist, leftist propaganda. I think it's like rap. Rap, by the way, if you didn't know, is on the way out or is nowhere near as popular as it used to be. It's all the same horse shit. It's not new. It's not unique. I don't think girls are going to go like, and now it's time to sit down and make babies and lose some weight and knock it off with the tattoos. I don't think they're going to go that other extreme either, like being normal. I don't know. Where do you girls go now? Where do you girls go to be different than everybody else, not have your brain melted by the exact same horse shit that's been shoved down your throat for like the past 25 years, but you avoid work, yet you still delude yourself into thinking you're amazing? Where does the girl boss? Where is the future of girl boss? Girl boss. Oh my God, the identity crisis of the girl boss. Where do you go now? Still going to hate men at the center of your philosophy, right? The boys are bad. Boys are girls. We should throw rocks at them, right? Okay, just want to make sure. Yeah, imagine that. You keep serving slop, people get sick of the slop. The union, which represents staffers, says the move is clearly designed to blunt journalism of the brand, which has led into progressive politics. The union representing the writers at Teen Vogue is slamming the youth-focused publication's merger with Vogue website and raising concerns about impacts on staff diversity and political coverage. Why is a teen magazine doing political coverage? Oh, that's right. Because you union people and the writers are worthless. Listen to me. You are worthless fucking people who offer nothing to society. That's not an opinion. I mean, you should be thankful the shtick ran as long as it did. You got a paycheck. I get to write about cutting junks off and men suck. Did I not just sum Teen Vogue, which has been around for like 20 years? Did I just summarize it? And you're, how dare they should give up, they should have it so our girl bosses could continue writing girl slop. Teen Vogue, I had to look it up before we go any further. American progressive online Marxist publication, formerly in print, launched in January of 2003. It is the sister publication to Vogue, targeted at teenage girls and young women. Like Vogue, it includes stories about fashion and celebrities. Oh, wait, are you going to mention all the other stuff? It is not just about fashion and celebrities. In November 2017, it was announced Teen Vogue would cease print and continue online only as there are cost cuts. Other publications would also follow and go digital, such as In Style. Final print issue featured Hillary Clinton on the cover with newsstands. November 2025, Kanye and Nast announced that Teen Vogue's website would be folded back into parent Vogue website. Decision castigated by unions. Title will remain a distinct editorial property with its own identity and mission. What, to destroy young girls' lives? Cut your junk off. Cut your junk off. I'm a girl boss. Cut your junk off. In a statement obtained by the Hollywood Reporter on Monday, Condé United, the parent union, the News Guild of New York. Oh my God. It's a story that this is all happening on your little freaking island, your island of freaks, your communist island of freaks now, huh? Said they strongly condemn Condé Nast consolidation plans for Teen Vogue. Condé Nast has been a horrible, vile, I would even say evil entity for the world, especially the United States, but for the world. In Minecraft, things, stuff happened to them. Haha, where'd they go? Funny, ha ha ha. Okay. However, they are a private company. If they want to sell slop, they can sell slop. They want to sell hatred of men, fine, self-worship, whatever it is with this loony bin, mentally ill world that girls have created for them. That's fine. Go ahead. But they are their own private company. And I love how you unions, you think you have some kind of ownership over them. We condemn and blah, blah, blah. Guy, look, I can understand the auto workers union because they produce something valuable. I can understand a labor union like in the trades, like the electrical workers union, IBEW, because they're important people. You guys are worthless. Like, you guys can be replaced by AI. I don't mean the union. I mean the writers. It's a formula. It's find something edgy, write about how men suck, women oppressed, right? This is as common as cookies. You don't need writers. And the other thing is your message is failing. Like reality is never introduced into delusional unions, like service unions, like the teachers unions or the government workers unions. And here we have journalist unions. Your field is over. For the longest time, your ilk, journalists, have been propagandists, liars, and activists. The internet exposed them. The internet also obsoleted them. And now we don't need you anymore. You can tell this company, yeah, we strongly condemn. There's no money. They don't. I guarantee if we look up Condé Nast, they're losing money. That's why they're consolidating. That's why they're selling all of them. And I'm happy to see Condé Nast go. But like I said before, there's no good people in here. Just three different leftists: the union, the employer, and the writers. The fraudsters, the propagandists. And you're all just, I mean, yeah, there's some males participating in this, but man, if teen publications are not, ground zero for girl boss propaganda, I don't know what is. Where is the future girl bosses going to come from? How are they going to know what to think and how to hate men? Who's going to tell them to sacrifice their eggs and their lives and to go work and pay taxes and go into debt and vote Democrat? Who's good? Where are they going to get this information? How will they know which boob to cut off first so they can be edgy? Who's going to tell them which gender to be? The labor group claims the move was clearly designed to blunt the award-winning. Oh, knock it off with the award-winning. You created your own entity to award. I could go award myself the Aaron Cleary Award. Oh my God, Aaron Cleary wins again. World's greatest man ever. The labor group claims the move was clearly designed to blunt the award-winning magazine's insightful journalism at the time it is needed most. Never mind. What's it like being the person who said that or came up with that? You're working at the union, like, we got to come up with the biggest lie. Or worse, you're such an ideologue. You're such a zealot. You actually believe that bullshit. I ran into it in these delusional people in Christianity, like internet Christians, right? Which is even scarier than the real world Christians, which are pretty scary to begin with. But the internet Christians are like, they hate sex. They do. At the end of the day, I don't care how much they try to mask it or tailor their commentary to make it look like somehow, if a man, there's biblical cause to say men who lust after their wives are evil creatures. At the end of the day, I don't care how convoluted they make it, they hate sex and they're mentally ill people. Those are fucking wackadoo. What's it like? Just so you Democrats know, all you leftists, it's the same religion, right? You believe in a God who doesn't exist, Marxism. It never worked. There's no success. There's no utopia. And then the Christian wackadoos, they believe in God, which may or may not exist. I'll give them even more credit for that. That might be true. We know for a fact communism doesn't work, but you guys want to believe in it anyway. But they want to go, why? I got, maybe it's just misanthropy all the year. Why do you humans suck so much? Why do Christians hate sex? And why does Condé Nast leftist publication typo? Why do you hate men? Why? What's the, just lead me in on what is it you need a scapegoat because you know you're going to suck so much? You know you're going to put absolutely no work or effort into your life, but your ego cannot abide by it. So you just got to reach out and grab someone who's not like you and say it's all their fault. Is that what it is? Like, I don't wake up, I'm going to hate the Hispanics today. I wake up, I want to go have some fun, play my video games, go to the gym. Been cloudy. God, I'd kill for some sun. It's been like Seattle the past 4 days out here. It's cold. Kill for some sun. I'd be happy if it was a sunny day. I don't wake up. I know this sounds odd. I don't wake up with hatred in my heart, but son of a bitch, all you people do. I hate sex. I hate men. I hate penises. I hate capitalism. I hate Ronald Reagan. I hate white men. Seriously, have you thought about just maybe getting a job? I know you hate men, but have you thought about sucking a dick anyway? Just hear me out. You might like it. Right, that statement I just made right there. Like, think about it. There are people who be like, "Oh my God, why are you so against that?" Like, I'm not against playing with boobies. What? It's not, and it's related. There's something they hate about sex. There's something they hate about sex. Anyway, Vogue announced that the 22-year-old brand would be folded into the flagship brand's Wednesday website on Monday. Though the title is set to continue as a distinct editorial property, the magazine's current editor-in-chief, Varsha Sharma, is leaving the company. Oh, can I look at her? Hang on. Let's look at this winner. Guys, you don't see it. Everything has been enshittified. I'm just trying to highlight her name, and once I start moving the cursor over, everything gets highlighted. It paste Varsha Sharma. Affirmative action. Of course. What? She's 39. What does she know about running? American editor from 2015. She was managing editor there of Now This, Sheer 2018, documentary effects of Puerto Rico. The Edward R. Murrow. Why does it mean anything? I'm currently the editor-in-chief in Teague. Dream job. Oh my God, Girlboss. What are you going to do, Girlboss? Politics a pop culture junkie. Don't you feel filthy? Like, at the end of the day, I'm a smut peddler, right? But it's girl mental smut, right? I don't want to view the profile. Varsha took on the responsibility she was given by the Louisiana Democrat Party and ran with. So she's part of the Democrat, like an active participant in the Democrat Party. She's fat, she's ugly. And I don't say that as besmirching. I'm just like, there you go. There's your Democrat. Remember they had the Democrat gal they're going to hire to get men back, and it was this fat, ugly woman. The young gals who kind of tune into me now to get financial advice, do you see how you're being propagandized by the Democrat Party? I'm not joking. It's like the CCP. You got Democrat agents everywhere. Not joking. Don't worry, she'll land on her feet. She'll go work for some nonprofit and some other work avoidant horse shit. Is leaving the company. Vogue head of editorial content, Chloe Malley, will take the reins. Let's look at Chloe Malley. Oh God, why are none of them smiling? I can't make this up. I can't make this up. It's so real. It's so real. And she looks like a miserable fucking Karen, and she ain't that old. Look, go do an image search. Chloe Malley, just a poster child for miserable white Karen. Poster child. Oh, her parents have a Wikipedia entry, so she's also a trust fund baby. Oh, she's Candace Bergen's daughter. The Democrat Party is the fucking trust fund baby party. None of these people work. Her siblings have links. Her parents have links. At the end of the day, you can't, if you're going to choose between connected white girl and Asian not white girl, maybe she didn't come from wealth. We're going to go with the connected white Karen. Look, it's not that the other side, whether it's Republican or men, have answers for you young gals to follow, right? It's just that you should probably not be reading Teen Vogue or any publication by Condé Nast. You should not be reading this shit. I mean, you can read it, but be aware of what they're trying to tell you and trying to do to you. Guys don't have enough. It's just like, I don't know. Have you thought about being thin and attractive? And maybe if you wanted to get married and have kids, go have kids. There's nothing wrong with that. But this is a conscious and politically orchestrated organization that wants to turn you into future Democrat voters and miserable feminists because the older ones can't stand the fact that you are young. You might have a shot at being happy and attractive and beautiful, married or not. In a statement, Malley said she was dedicated to continuing taking her parents' money on continuing and supporting its point of view and sensibility. The announcement added that on Vogue.com, Teen Vogue will focus on career development, cultural leadership, and other issues that most affect young people. Cultural leadership. Teenagers should shut the fuck up. That's what you should do. Shut the fuck up and pay attention. The newsroom union claims that the change is throttling staff diversity. What about regular non-white, what about white people? Should you be concerned about people in general? Oh no, diversity is the most important thing. And muting the magazine's progressive political bent. I thought it was just about style and fashion. Where's the politics? Oh, that's right. It wasn't mentioned. Management plans to lay off 6 of our members, most of whom are BIPOC women or trans, including Teen Vogue's political editor. Well, when that's all you hire, continuing the trend of layoffs at Condé, disproportionately impacting marginalized employees, the organization stated. The added Teen Vogue now has no writers or editors explicitly covering politics. Maybe you shouldn't be covering politics. Maybe it should just be fashion. Sit down, Teen Vogue. What few people remain. Serious, 100% serious. Why don't you focus on financial education for young women? Hey, girls, we have to have a serious come to Jesus talk about majoring in dumb shit. Did you know this is true? The student loan crisis affects, about 2/3 women, 1/3 men. Do you know women are majoring in dumb shit? Do you know that there's a lie? If you really want to help teen girls, hey, you gotta go into accounting or the trades or this. Hey, I know the previous generation said being fat is amazing, but there are health consequences to it. I'm not even notice how I'm not introducing men into this at all. right? Because I know, heaven forbid, you make a man happy or think about men in whatever capacity to regard. Fine, I'll play that game. I'll play that game with one hand tied behind my back. Don't you think that would really help young women? Hey, here's a thing called a 401k. How do you afford college? Places you could go cheaply. Personal financial man. No? Have you thought about that? No, it's going to be, we want to be fat, horking, eating pigs, and hate men. Wow, what a life. Oh my God, you might be a dude. Oh. The group's continued. As of today, only one woman of color remains on the editorial staff of Teen Vogue. Established in 2003, Teen Vogue began as a fashion and celebrity-focused publication under the direction of former Vogue beauty director Amy Ashley. Let me look up Amy Ashley. Oh, there we go. Once again, I click and start moving, and it just goes all the way. Amy Ashley. Is she also connected? Miserable, pissed-off woman? She looks it. She's older than me. She's 60 years old. Global director, editor-in-chief. They did Teen Vogue. She launched 2003. Michigan State. East Lansing spouse, Christopher. Oh, she's been married since 1992. That's rare. Is this global editor? Architectural. Oh, she was the editor. Beauty director. Early trend. Personal life. BA in English. Lives in Manhattan with her husband and her 2 daughters. Ironic that she told women not to get married and men suck, I'm sure. Yet here you are married with children. That is a grifter. I mean, I don't got proof, but there's no way I say, you didn't believe a fucking word you wrote. But who cares? You made your money and now you got your husband. Like she's the one that won in Sex and the City, right? She's been married since 1992. That's when the Sex and the City shit was happening. I hope she's happy. I hope she's happy. I hope she did well. I hope the kids are all right too. First cover, Gwen Stefani. Common to see individual items priced at hundreds of dollars from Prada subsidiary magazine. Focus turned under leadership former Ellen Welterworth in 2016. It's coverage of politics, immigration, and labor. Okay, girls, let's look up Elaine Welteroth. This is where all of a sudden you might be a boy. Okay, this is your standard, fresh off the assembly line, mixed race, millennial nobody. American journalist, Vogue, second person, African American, Donnie's 106-year promotion, age 29. Started at 28. Coverage of social justice. Hey, sit down, everyone. The black woman wanted to sit and bitch and whine about social justice and racism and sexism and whining and complain. I know. Shocking. Sit down. Wow, surprise, not married. She has 2 children. Shocking. Final print, born, father German, Irish, mother black. Fremont, graduated, track and field, DVD, communication, journalism, educate. I don't care. It's just you're indistinguishable from everybody else. Blah, blah, blah. Gaza, this, that. Hate America, hate capitalism, hate white males. Got it. Got it. So that happened, right? Ignore the politics, ignore the underlying. People aren't reading magazines anymore. Your anti-American leftist politics slop is getting tiring. Maybe young girls, dare I be optimistic? I think young girls are starting to realize the previous 3 generation of women, their grandmothers, their mothers, and their elder sisters are miserable. And now you have the internet. First generation grew up on the internet where at least there's an alternative, right? The only message girls my generation got was, hate the man over there. They're stupid and oh my God, lipstick fashion. Oh my God, Hillary Clinton. She's so amazing. Ruth Bader Ginsburg. right? That's all they got. But there's the internet now. And criticize them as you may, and there might be some cringy things and aspects to them, but there is a alternative message out there for young women today through traditional conservative media like Turning Point USA and all that. There is. You don't have a monopoly anymore. Maybe these girls are like, yeah, yeah, I get it. I get it, Mom. I get it, Grandma. Every Christmas we celebrate. You tell us men suck. We heard you. Yes, we heard it. Yes, Mom, I know. Dad sucked. Dad was a bastard. And Grandma's still out there trying to date after her third husband. I get it. I get it. But I saw this show called Leave It to Beaver, and it seemed like a sane family. But she's wearing pearl necklaces. She's pretty, and she's making cookies. And you know what to do? You want to be happy like your mother, don't you? No, maybe I just want a normal functioning family, Ma. I think maybe there's young guys like, yeah, you know, maybe I don't want to tattoo up my face, you know? So that's that. Well, I told you. Leftists, they cannot abide having to get a real job. And this is all you people involved with this, the unions, the Condé Nast, all of you working for Condé Nast and the writers, all of you hate me, hate people like me. There's not even, you don't personally hate Aaron Clare. You just hate white males. You hate straight people. You hate conservatives. You hate libertarians. You hate Americans. You want to steal our money, and none of you want to work for a living. You are thieves. At the end of the day, you're egotistical thieves because you can't just steal money and take a welfare check. You have to be like, oh my God, I'm a writer. I'm a journalist. I'm so amazing. I'm just picturing once you cross the Hudson River, you just get in New York. Everyone's like, I'm so amazing. So it is fun when you all turn on each other. New York Post, Condé Nast fires 4 staffers who harassed cornered HR chief. Condé Nast fires 4 staffers. See, like you guys, you could have kept your jobs, but you're so egotistical. And by the way, when you look at these people, you look up their names and see who's the face of socialism. It's like, it's not a surprise. Like you have so quickly genetically evolved to have a visually identifiable look to you. Like, that's a pussy. That's a work avoidant, crazy psycho person. That's the leftist face. That's the anti-work, anti-reality, anti-male leftist face. Condé Nast fires 4 staffers who harassed cornered HR chief over Teen Vogue layoffs. A 4th person, HR. Oh, that's too bad. You know the joke when the Nazis invaded Russia in World War II? Everyone's like, okay, let's give both sides a lot of weapons. Like, oh, well, we'll just sit back and watch. Imagine 4 armies of bad ideology, like 4 communist nations and a Nazi nation. Let's just throw in there. 2 fascist and 2 communist nations go to war with everyone, with all themselves. You got HR. You got a leftist corporation. You got a labor union. You got journos all fighting each other. I'm not like the big bucket of popcorn here. And they're all girl bosses or predominantly in the girl boss domain. Condé Nast fired 4 unionized employees Wednesday after they confronted the company's head of human resources after layoffs tied to the folding of Teen Vogue into Vogue.com. So these people weren't fired. They weren't working for Teen Vogue. They worked for Condé Nast. They're going to stand up for the revolutionary brothers and sisters. And they're going to go after HR. HR didn't. So let me understand this. Let me get this right. Condé Nast, their management, says, oh my God, let's hire minorities and women and diversity, because that's all the article was about, right? They give that order to HR. HR, oh my God, I got a needle dick and I just can't wait to do current popular thing. Right? You get to, once you cross the Hudson River, there they are, New Yorkers. HR then hires political agents, minority, women, diversity, whatever, of the leftist stripe. Keeping in mind that's the key thing. They didn't hire no conservative, black women or anything like that. You hired leftists. That's the key thing, of varying stripes and colors. Fine, all right. That was, and you prided yourself on that. Then you find out hating men, hating America, and your message in general just doesn't fucking work. Now you got to fire everybody off. So Connie Nass, the money. I forgot about that part. The money. Shit. What do we, I thought we could just do minority female girl boss, anti-male horse shit, all of it. Oh, geez. That's right. I forgot. I knew there was some we were forgetting about. The money. How? They now order HR, who just could not suck the diversity dick enough. You got to fire some people. Oh, why? The money. Oh, we forgot about that part, didn't we? I thought we could just muster a living through the sheer power of Girlboss. Now they got to lay off people. They consolidated it, right? They brought it into the, they didn't get rid of the whole thing. And now people weren't even part of that subsidiary are going to go and do their revolution. It's politics over profits, guys. They convinced so many people that politics was more important. Forget profits. Profits is just financial reality. You can't have a company without profits. How do you pay everybody, let alone the entrepreneurs? The people who founded, they got to make money too. They can't eat nothing. People are, why do we need profit? Well, because without it, nobody eats. There needs to be money at the end for everyone, including your workers. Where was I going with that? And so they're so delusional. They're just used to have mom and dad pay for everything. Mom and dad, right? It's not a shock that they're never forced to touch reality. And also reality comes in probably from the private equity group that owns Condé Nast. Says, hey, you ain't making money, so you're all fired. And you better start making money pretty soon, or we're shutting you down. And these adult children who've never had to answer to reality are so stupid and egotistical, they're going to corner HR. The HR guy, it's a guy, by the way. Guy. The firings came 2 days after Condé. Oh, no. Condé Nast fired 4 unionized employees Wednesday after they confronted the company's head of human resources over layoffs tied to the folding of Teen Vogue into Vogue.com, a move that union leaders say signals the publisher's escalating crackdown on internal dissent. No, it's just there's no money. Look, you really should be happy you got a quarter century of just being leftist idiots. Okay? You should be happy you got a quarter century of employment. Hating males, hating the patriarchy. What? Just be happy. Right? And now is the time you grow up. Playtime is over. You got to sit in the adult daycare for a long time. Now it's time you got to work. But they don't realize that. The firings came 2 days after Condé announced Teen Vogue would be folded into Vogue.com under a new editorial chief, Chloe Malley. The move effectively ended the use title 22-year run as an independent brand, prompting the exit of editor-in-chief Varsha Sharma, Democrat operative, and at least 6 other staffers. Condé said the transition would keep Teen Vogue's unique editorial identity and mission. But insiders and the News Guild of New York, which represents Condé Nast employees, blasted the move as a deliberate effort to blunt the award-winning magazine's societal journal. By Wednesday, tensions boiled over inside Condé's headquarters. Could you imagine working at this firm? It's downtown New York, by the way. Could you imagine? Dude, I worked in banking in the build-up to the housing bubble and the dot-com bubble. And it wasn't so much drama as office politics as reality came crushing down on the banks and they panicked. There was panic. That was the way to describe it. Barking orders. It's like, yeah, we can't do that. Seeing bankers forced to realize their bullshit was not sustainable in the long run, and that their careers, their career life was effectively over, and then panicking and desperately trying everything to make it work. It's like, no, the party's over, man. The lights are turning on, the booze is all gone, time to go to fuck home. That was pretty wackadoo to begin with. I can't imagine being in a New York, predominantly women, leftist company with unions and HR directors and nepotists at the head of this company freaking out. I can't imagine the cattiness, the backstabbing, the bull. I could not, working in a New York dying girl boss company. I can't imagine what it's like. Tensions reportedly boiled over inside Condi's headquarters. The mass media company fired 4 unionized employees that day after they confronted the company's head of human resources. More than a dozen employees gathered outside the office of Stan Duncan. So there's 16 total people. 4 are cornering him. The company's HR head demanding to discuss the Teen Vogue's layoff. Stan Duncan, hey? Hey, Stan. I'm going to look you up. You want to go in HR, Stan? You want to go into HR? Stan Duncan. Oh, he privatized his. I don't blame you, buddy. Hey, you went and worked for the devil, asshole. You went and worked for the devil. Fuck you. I think there's an actor, also Stan Duncan, and they got a video of it. Yeah, there's several. What? Say what? There's a Stan Duncan, retired economics instructor and church pastor. No kidding. Level 4 sommelier. Wait, Nobel Prize winning novel? What? Who's this guy? No. Stan, this is a completely different Stan Duncan. Stan Duncan, look at this old guy. Oh, he's an aspiring Grammy-winning pianist, and he wants to become a sommelier. Well, I'll be. That's a cool guy. Different guy, though. Oh, here it is, Stan Duncan. Oh, he is and also an actor. You vote Democrat, Stan? I bet you do. I bet you do vote Democrat because popular thing that. Oh, I forgot you're New Yorker. But insiders and the News Guild of New York, which represents Condé Nast employees, blasted the move as a deliberate effort to blunt the. Oh, okay. By Wednesday, tension over, human resources, more than a dozen gathered thing, because the news article jumped down. Gathered outside the office of Stan Duncan, the company's HR head, to demanding to discuss Teen Vogue's layoffs and broader cuts across the company, according to Semaphore. He's not in charge. He's just the messenger. He reportedly told staffers they could not congregate outside his office and asked them to return to work. When he tried to leave, one employee asked if he was running away from the unionized employees. A person present was quoted as saying during the exchange, another staffer pressed Duncan on whether Condé Nast was bowing to political pressure. Now, he's carrying out his orders. But none of you would know that because you're all adult children who've been living in la la land, lucky because of low interest rates and Democrat funding. During the exchange, no. One worker demanded to know what Duncan and management were doing to stand up to the Trump administration. What? It's Trump's fault. The union suspects that the company folded Teen Vogue into Vogue.com in order to cut down on political reporting. How dare the people not buy your shit? I'm so happy. You know, there was that article going around, and I don't know if it was true. It was like, oh God, it's probably 10 years ago. I think it was about 5. Find out it's always twice the time ago I thought it was. Somewhere between 5 and 10 years ago, there was that story floating around. Like, I started an all women's company and it was horrible. And I'm going to press D for doubt because just as sensational shit, typically the sensationalism is TikTok girls and men are horrible. Oh my God. Rarely is it, self-reflective and yeah, women fucked up, but it's equally too saucy. It's like Caleb Hammer. I'm sorry. I don't hate the guy. I just don't, I think it's Jerry Springer. I think half those things are bullshit. Thinking like most of this shit I see on the internet's bullshit now. I think it's all fake. So I thought that was fake. But this is as close. This is real. This is happening. This is a girl boss entity. And you're all turning on each other like the little Marxists you are. We'd like you to move forward, Duncan reportedly replied. We'd like you to answer our questions, another staffer shouted back. The 4 employees fired after the incident included a senior fact checker for The New Yorker, a politics reporter for Wired, a digital staffer for Bon Appetit, and a video staffer, according to Semaphore. You can look them up with me, boys and girls. Fire up your browser. Let's go through them. This is not to slam on looks. I believe your choices and mentality in life have enough, like if you work out or you don't work out, you eat too much, you eat. I believe leftist, we should look into that. Does leftist politics and beliefs, which generally lead then to physical choices, diet, exercise, or the lack thereof, it gives you a look. And I sure as hell, I don't have to look up these people's bios. None of them worked a real job. Not a single one of them. They really think the rest of the world should be enslaved to provide them a job. Not just money, but a job. Condé Nast told the quarrelsome quartet they were being terminated for violating company policy. That's the first time reality has slapped you kids across your face, isn't it? News Guild noted they were union leaders. Bon Appetit's Alma Avali. Let's look her up. Copy. Paste. BA and Epi's premier web producer is a reporter journalist covering drinks bio. Raised in New England, Bolivia, and Guatemala. She's now based in New York. Pursues her passions as a writer, musician, audio producer. All right. I just want to know. Can I? Oh, is the website down? Oh, follow our projects on Twitter. And what's sad is none of these people have a significant following. You all think, the account doesn't exist. Alma is a member of the Trans Journalist Association. Wait, are you a dude? You look like a dude. It's a girl, but it looks like a dude. Lectured on films at Tufts University. Right. Vice President, New York News Guild, targeting me blatant retaliatory termination. Oh, she's already, okay, this is her new. She has 1.8 thousand. So these posts are protected. Union hottie. Here, to you young girls out there, I know this is on the internet, so it must be popular. These must be serious people. Do you realize what a circus and a nightmare this is? I don't care what title she has. She doesn't have money. 1,800. I got more than that. I got like twice that amount. Or 15 times that amount. I'm an idiot. I'm not in journalism. Do you girls want this life? Do you girls want to end up like these people where, fine, they're on a stage, right? It's very much like theater. These people are on a stage. Not Hollywood, a stage. Regular theater, okay? And you see them and it's amazing. You're like, wow, look at that. They're really great actors and actresses. That was a great play. That was a great performance. And then it ends. You know what happens? They go back to being poor. The real life is still that they're poor. I knew a bunch of musicians, right? The joke is, what do you call, you could fill in whichever musician type you'd like to play. What do you call a saxophone player without a girlfriend? The answer, homeless, And I knew a lot of jazz musicians back in the day. And now it was more of a function of their age, but yeah, most of them were poor. But you see them on stage, oh my God, isn't it amazing? But behind the real scenes, yeah, that was it. That was their peak. Now, of course, they went on and did other things. But you young girls got to realize this. I'm a New York independent journal. Poe. They're poor. And apparently so stupid that they're going to go get fired from one of the few paying gigs they got. And now they're really up shit creek. There was a husband-wife couple. They were writers for the video game industry, and they were big, woke, transy. But there's nothing wrong with being trans, by the way. It's when you're straight and you fake it, but then you glom onto it to identify yourself like as a valuable person. And they got laid off, and they had been at the company for quite some time. I forget. It doesn't matter what their names are, but they got, and it's over. It's over. There are these other people called other people, and they don't want to hear about your politics all the time, right or left. Sometimes maybe they just want you to write an article about sensible fashion. Or as I would recommend, if Condé Nast, if you need to hire me, I could help you out with teaching young ladies about financial management. I know it's boring. I know it isn't hating men. I know you corporate executive types can't, pleasure yourself thinking about, oh my God, how much we hate men. Boy, if you really want to help young ladies, you could. Right now, I think that would be a silver bullet. You don't even need me. Have Sue Zorman. She'd be more than happy. I don't know if she's even working anymore, but Sue Zorman, who's authentically not straight. She doesn't fake it. It's not a fashion statement for her. Go get Sue Zorman, right? That's like your perfect candidate right now. I'd be reaching out to her and start putting finance and personal financial management in there. Yeah, fuck you guys are going to do. Right? I try to help them, right? But for you young girls, do you see what a miserable life that person has? You don't want to become these people. These people, like the writers for that video game whose names I can't remember. That's my whole point. I don't remember their names. You know what? They died. Well, they didn't die. They're obscure. No one will remember them. You're not special or unique pushing Democrat talking points, especially in media. You nobodies. You can be replaced. If you all think the same, you can be replaced with AI. Bon Appetit's Alma Avale, News Guilds of New York's first vice president. Wired's Jake LaHoot. Remember when Wired was like the nerd tech magazine? Now it's all about Jake LaHoot. Or LaHut. On Twitter, President Donald Trump with his Fox commentators live. Okay, everyone, thank you so much for pouring on. My phone is so cooked right now. I need to pay rent. I'm not getting any severance. Wait, Jake. Okay, forget Jake ain't gonna listen. He's a guy. Okay. Ladies, young ladies, do you see we're mouthing off and putting your politics ahead of profits? This guy needs to make Jake. Have you thought about shutting up and paying rent? No, you haven't. Why? Because you have always lived off your parents or the government or getting by, working other like side gigs and not working in your field. You had it, Jake. All you had to do was shut up. I'll also say that, by the way, because there are no good people in this war. It's 2 communist countries and 2 fascist countries fighting all 4 of each other, which is fine by me. You guys should just go and start your own stuff. Start your own websites. You don't need Condé Nast, but never mind. That would take initiative and entrepreneurship. All right, let's take a look at Jake LaHut. Okay. I hope she sees this, bro. He's a fat guy. He's the male feminist. LinkedIn. Don't bother him. I mean, I want to keep going through the worked on a 2024 campaign in midterms. Okay, so you're a Democrat operative. You cover the White House and midterms election. Wired. Okay, so campaign, senior politics reporter. You're not that old. Look at all these jobs. I'm like, oh, this guy has an impressive resume. No, he's just working at 8 different websites because none of them pay him enough for a living. What is your degree? Oh my God. You an English major? Education. College of Letters. Art history. I hope she sees. Jake, was that sneaky fucker game, right? Go look up Old Man O'Roll. Was that your strategy, sneaky fucker game? New Yorker's Jasper Lowe, outgoing vice chair of the magazine's union. I hope it was worth it, boys and girls. Yeah, another sneaky fucker game. There's another Jasper Lowe. He looks like an older fellow. Jasper Lowe, senior fact checker, so you're a fascist in your censorship. Reporter. U.S. Army. Really? Why are you out of shape? This is odd. Reconnaissance platoon leader. Really? That's the one that stands out. Project manager, volunteer leadership thing, blah, blah, blah. Commendation medal. Well, maybe you can get back into the military there, Jasper. Why'd you leave? That's one guy. All right. And then videographer Ben Dewey. Jasper, look, if you hate the freedom, why don't you just go work for the Chinese, man? Go work for the Chinese. Ben Dewey. Ben, the hipster fad from 2013 is over. Knock it off with the beard. Oh my God. Ben Dewey. Bon appetit, Condé Nast Traveler. Oh, so you got paid to travel and eat. Videographer with a bachelor's degree, cinematography, film production. Sorry, buddy. It's okay. At the end of the day, it's talentless people, worthless people getting laid off. We got our fill of Democrat talking points. We got enough Democrat propaganda. We got it. We're coming in with AI now. You could be replaced writing and editing. I can't imagine what it's like working with you people either. You're going to go up and corner the HR guy? Look, I hate HR as much as the next person. Probably more. No, I hate HR a lot more than the next guy. Okay. I laugh to see the HR guy getting cornered. What the fuck are you thinking? I got other articles. Like I'm not gonna talk about the Girlboss. I thought this was fascinating. The Girlboss factory is having a meltdown. Having a fucking meltdown. The Girlboss factory is not profitable. And there's internal strife because hey, just for you older people, my generation and older, these are the people you raised. You raised a bunch of adult children who think they're entitled to a job that has no calling or need in the real world. This is a welfare jobs program at the end of the day, which is typically government jobs, but you can also, with low interest rates and dumb investor money, like that happened in the .com days. Go look at Elizabeth Holmes. Go look at AI right now. You can have welfare jobs, all right? But you got to be you need to realize that when the money runs out, right, all those Girlboss jobs, like, oh my God, today in the life of a whatever Twitter or Facebook employee, when the interest rates go higher or the investors say, hey, when we get our fucking money back and that spigot runs dry, you should say, wow, thank you. It was a fun time. I got to play make-believe journalist. I got to write about horse shit. Oh my God, do you like food? I like food. I hate America. Maybe you're a girl in a man's body. Like, the fact you could even write about that for years. You should be, I can't believe I'm getting paid for this. But then you guys go and you turn on the hand that's been feeding you this entire time. And now your names are out there And you're already in a weak industry to begin with, except for the low guy, because he has the military background experience. He could maybe go ahead. Although I don't know if the military would take him back. Were you supposed to do that to your? Did you corner your officers? Fuck it. To the young ladies out there, which I have a series called The Helping Women Out Hour. A lot of people think it's contradictory. Like, you're slamming on girls in one series, but then you're trying to help out girls. I'm slamming on the 35 to 60-year-old girl boss women who are making it as bright as the sun that they don't know what the fuck they're doing. They're miserable. They're mentally ill. And it is objectively the wrong path for young women going forward to choose. Now, I don't know what the right path is, right? I would argue it's probably going to involve having children, stay-at-home mom, the nuclear family, because that's what it's been forever. Like, there's a genetic predisposition for it. But at the same time, being a libertarian, like, but that may not be for you. But I will say, this fucking child adult land of make-believe bullshit is ending. And even with a 20-year artificial environment where you get to make believe, it still ends. And even with these people who are successful in it, they're still miserable. And for the younger women or girls who have yet to choose which path I'm going to go down, I'm going to keep highlighting the girl boss, because there's no more pinnacle, better, like, here, this was the best you could become, according to all the wisdom of all the women who were starting with boomers writing that fucking slop in the teen magazines and whatever back in my day, to whatever, the professors or the editors or the nepotists that are in charge of the media now. They have all been saying the girl boss. Go pick up a copy of Miss Magazine from the 80s and the 90s. Go read through that shit. Go see where they told your mother's generation, your grandmother's generation, where to go. Go pick them up if you can find them. I'm going to say, okay, we got 3 generations. How many more generations of women do you need to figure out whether the bullshit they're following actually made them successful, happy, and didn't piss away their life? That's it. That's all I'm trying to point out. And you got this mentally ill fucking circus that at least presents itself in the media as like, oh my God, we just know everything. We're so edgy. Aren't we cool and hip kids? And they're fucking psychopathic adult children who are poor and just, they're I know it's boring, but to be a functional adult, step 1, support yourself. And I ain't taking no advice from people who can't support themselves. I know it's boring. I know, but at the end of the day, I'm not gonna listen to someone who gets laid off and like, oh my God, I can't make rent. I'm done listening to people saying big is beautiful. Get the fuck out of here. This is where the Helping Women Out Hour comes in, where I think young women, I think there's some of them who don't want to become this. I can't say, well, here's what you should replace your point and purpose in life with, but I do know for a fact you should have your fucking finances together, which is obviously where the Helping Women Out Hour kind of focuses on. It's like, look, forget dating and men and romance. We'll get to that later. But right now, I don't care if you're Democrat or Republican, you like men, you don't like men, you want to major in engineering, you want to major in bullshit. At the end of the day, here are the financial financial choices you got to make. And just so you know, young ladies, hating men didn't get any woman nowhere or anywhere. I'm aware of the double negative. It doesn't make them happy. It doesn't get you anywhere. It doesn't no good for you. None. I mean, someone hurts. Yeah, you should hate that person. But oh my God, the P-Night people, let's hate them. Or now we're going to have a 4th generation of miserable American women. All right. Let's go through the super chats. Plains Warrior, $2. Bet you can find Aaron's books in the library. Yeah, you can. Unfortunately. Friend of mine, her mom, which is like the furthest demographic from my audience, right? Old white ladies. I don't know why you're reading my books. I mean, you can. I don't know why you are. But her mom likes reading my books. But her mom, she's a clever gal. She purposely goes to the library to find my books, and then she reads them. And then she tells her daughter to contact me, say, I just read another one of Aaron's books at the library. I'm like, you fucking bitch. I'm like, really? I feel loved because she needles me like that. I was like, oh, look at that lady over there picking on me. Classy gal. Yeah, but you know what? I don't want my library. Look, you guys go. Look, Plains, I need you, okay? Because Plains, American Indian, any minority man in my audience, I need you to do me a favor. I need you to go in the library. If you see my book, you got to go up there using your race credentials. Can't be white. Do you know who? You got to be pissed. Put on your game face. Do you know who this guy is? This guy is a fascist communist, or not communist. This guy's a Hitler. He's Hitler. Racist, sexist. Blah, 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 blah. Have you read this book? Do you know who this is? You got to get this off. This is not acceptable. And then, of course, it's going to be an old school marmy Karen white woman. Oh, I didn't know there was conservative racists in our midst. Let's burn all the books. And then you get my book out of the library, and people got to buy it. And then I make money. Space Cowboy, $5. The best thing you can do for any Western woman is to get out of their way. Well, you don't try and save someone drowning when they're panicking. You wait for them to get knocked out, and then you drag their limp body back and get the water. That 3 generations of the same problems and complaints. Exactly. It's sad. Like, I'm a real good stoic, but at the same time, you look at people getting hurt, and you can't help but feel a little bit sad for them. You'll never fully get rid of that. But then I look at what they said about me. Oh, yeah, fuck you. Never mind. Yeah, drown some more. I don't give a fuck. Oh, I saw you did to that Daniel Penny guy. Yeah, no. You go. I see you voted for that Mondami guy. Yeah, okay, never mind. Fuck you. I forgot. I take it back. No, I don't feel bad because now I'm at the exact age where I'm on Facebook and I see all the people I went to school with, male or female, all the people in my past who are all leftist fucking know-it-all assholes. And they're poor and they're miserable. And like the shit they post, I'm like, that's it? That's what you're excited about? It's like, man, it sucks to be you. It really does. Really fucking sucks to be you. But hey, you were really popular in 1989 because you read that article about, the new fucking shoe. Oh, cyberbully, $5. I had my 10-year high school reunion recently. Lots of girl bosses hitting epiphany phase. Was getting swolested. Swolested? God damn, man. Hang on. Swolested? Wait. Here's swolested. Today was my first day working a new job in a restaurant and bar. I go in early to meet the manager, and a drunk woman at the bar is eyeing me for a good 10 minutes. She says, "Hey, biceps, why don't you come over this way and show me a good time?" I shuddered. I had been at this job a whole 5 minutes already. I feel the cold grip of swolestation. So if you're in good shape and you're jacked, women will swolest you. I fucking love my job. I got swolested. Oh, was getting swolested by engaged girls. I waited less than the women. Yep. Yep. And you know, to our trained, seasoned old man eyes, we see the bullshit. But what's sad is cyber. So you're 28, right? It shows. The obesity rate shows you girls fall for this bullshit. Getting tatted up, you all fall for this propaganda bullshit, and you ruin your life in the process. But then at the end of the day, that sucks. I'm sorry about your genetics, but at the end of the day, then you still want a hot guy. And then you're all perplexed and flummoxed. But I want to sleep with Cyberbully. He's swole. I'm going to go swolest him, but I'm engaged to Mortimer's nerd. But I really want to sleep with Cyberbully. Cyberbully. I hope you alpha widow. I hope those marriages go to hell. I hope you make them pine. Give them a taste, cyber. Come on, ride the moped. Make it so you ruin the marriage and make her even more miserable for days to come. Pun intended. Chad Twizzler stroke $5. Do you think the propaganda has a bigger sway, or did birth control suffrage allow them to expose their true nature? They don't like men much. Boy, all yes, all the above and no at the same time. If you asked me and I were to use data, empiricism, historically, genetically, without the advent of birth control, they looked at the human genome, and I believe and it depended on war or whatever, but only 40% of men passed on their genes. I think that's on the high end. There were some instances where 20% of men passed on their genes. A lot of times during war, no men passed on their genes, right? So it depends where we are in history. Genetically speaking, women are not as attracted to men as men are attracted to women. And again, if it was, the human race would die out either way. If men and women had the same sex drive as women, you'd have deathbed lesbianism, no sex. If it was men and women liked each other as much as men, you would have way too much sex, overpopulate, run out the food supply. So fact, women genetically are not as attracted to men as men are women. Then you throw in modern day environmental factors, leftist propaganda, feminist propaganda. That does not do anything. That lessens, maybe not women's core attractiveness to men, but it mentally turns women off to men. It lessens women's effective attraction, right? There's the baseline, there's the genetics. We can't change that. But if you keep telling women, men are your enemy, men suck, and that will lessen women's effective attraction to men. Also, making women fat through feminism, because you could do whatever you want and there's no consequences, and how dare you consider men. I think being overweight does have a biological effect on women's attraction. Like if you get fat and overweight, you're depressed about everything. You're not excited to do anything. As opposed to if you're in shape, you probably have a higher sex drive, both men and women. So that did it. Birth control. Yes, I keep forgetting to mention this. There's an entire book about this, how birth control has muted women's sex drive because it ends the ovulatory cycle. What is it, ovulation? I don't know. I don't remember. But it makes women think they're attracted to Steady Eddie. Once they go off birth control, then they want to fuck Bad Bob or T-Rash or Thaddeus McWindick IV. And then they go off of birth control. It's like, oh my God, I don't find my husband attractive anymore. Why do I find Steve at accounting so attractive? But yes, birth control, but not genetics, but chemistry. That definitely dampens women's sex drive. Suffrage, I don't think voting really had, not really. Not so much as the mental poison and hatred that feminism is. Women getting the right to vote, I don't think that made men any less or more attractive in women's minds. I mean, the policies they elected in, like, oh, I don't need a man anymore because we have the welfare state. Well, yeah, but not a woman who votes for versus a woman who doesn't. I don't think that had any effect on whether she finds men attractive or not. Allow them to expose their true nature. They don't like men that much. I think it allowed them to expose their true nature and then amplify it beyond what their true nature is. And I'll give you a perfect example, the girls of TikTok. The girls on TikTok are just doing it for a flex because they think it's funny and edgy and they're making money. Like, look how edgy I am, purposely playing stupid about male nature and then demanding men come in and save me. That's an act. That's professional wrestling. But it's the same thing as these news articles. I mean, really, going back into my day, it was the same edgy. Oh, you don't need no man. I mean, that was told to me in grade school by my grade school teachers. One in particular. You don't need no man. We don't need men. Okay. Fucking 7 or 8-year-old Cappy. Okay. Oh, one worthless woman. Oh my God. I tried finding her. I can't find her. I think she changed her name. I think she knew she was such a vile person, people would find her. Oh, I hope she's miserable. I hope, like every fucking Christian out there, they're miserable. I know, Chris. I know. Talking most of you. Yeah, so that those things all did contribute towards women tipping their hand, exposing how much they didn't like men. The propaganda combined with, here's another fact you hadn't thought about, the sensationalism and tension women get on the internet made it so they move the dial past where it actually is to just show you boys how much we don't need you. Ooh, edgy. Ooh, attention. And the internet has exposed a lot of truths about, like, the Democrats have been lying to you the entire time and they own the media. Yeah. So the propaganda, did the propaganda have a bigger sway? Yes, but it didn't propagandize women. It demoralized men. Women led into it because of attention and aren't we edgy and it's like forming a cartel. Team girl, we're gonna form a cartel. We're not. You better this. You better that. Like their expectations only went up. It's no different than a cartel saying we're not selling you oil unless you pay us more money. But men are looking at it like, oh my God, these are horrible people. I mean, at the end of the day, not forget female. These are horrible people. And yeah, I mean, I got my own genetic desires and all that, but I am not going to go out with the girl who's like bitching about men in her car and acting insufferably. So the propaganda, I would say, had a bigger effect in demoralizing men and disinteresting men and women. Yeah, there was a cartel firestorm feeding frenzy kind of let's empower the girl bosses. So it made them even more detestable on the stage of the internet and the theater of the internet. But I don't think it changed their core. At the end of the day, their genetics that they've had for 200,000 years of human existence on this planet, it's hardwired. They still will throw out all their bullshit if if T-Rash shows up, it all goes out the window. It will go all out the window. Chad Twizzler stroke $2. Did your family or GF family give Guff no marriage? No. Interestingly enough, my old man being a pastor and all, he would be the most, but the classic Gen X experience of getting, parents get divorced early and a bunch of marriage and all that. And my old man getting divorced, like, I don't know, 80 times. Like they all knew, yeah, we have no ground to stand on. Like they looked at their lives, they look at our lives, they're like, we can't tell them what to do because we fucked it all up. And so now they like no, and thankfully, and it's out of respect. They respect my life, but no. The GF's mom's a little like, but that's not my family now, is it? And that person doesn't control my life or have any sway over me. Like that person doesn't matter. And that's not to single that woman out. Every girl I ever dated, where I inevitably met the family, I told you this before, the old man, the baby boomer man, well, what are your intentions with my daughter? Here's my gun collection, all that other shit. Dude, I was so poor and struggling. And I was obviously the superior of the two. I was. Trust fund baby daughters and suburbanite princesses and these fucking douchebag boomer dads. Like, shut the fuck up. Dude, you see my car? You see the car you bought for your daughter? I paid for mine. Get the fuck out. You're worried about my intentions. Fuck out. Yes, I am going to fuck your daughter. That's my goal. Should have said that. I get punched in the face. But it would have been honest. What are your intentions with my... Well, probably to have sex with her. What were your intentions with her mother? I should have just said, well, what were your intentions with her mother? Oh, okay. Can I go? Like, really, there were times like, can I go now? Like, I got this little bit of time to take your daughter out, and then I got to get back home. I got to study. Do you mind? Fuck. Then there was the old man who knew. There were a couple of them. This guy, there was one. Oh, God. Let me tell you the story. Biggest crush I ever had on a girl ever. Biggest crush. It was in the 7th grade. Had to think about it. I won't mention her name. Oh, my God. Did I mean, and then it wasn't just like a 1-month crush, right? I had a crush. Okay, how do I say this without exposing? It was the 7th grade, biggest crush on this girl. And what do 13-year-old boys do with the girl they have the biggest crush on them? You avoid them like cancer because you are so intimidated and afraid. And I remember this crush even lasted up until my sophomore year. And my freshman year, I remember going to English class, the first day of English class, and they got assigned seating. And so I forget the teacher's name, but I sit down, there's my name on my chair or my desk, and I sit and I look, and the girl that I have the crush on is right behind me. And I went up to the teacher and I begged and pleaded. I'm like, oh my God, I can't sit next to this girl. And she's like, well, why not, Aaron? She's too pretty. I can't talk. I like her too much. I can't see. And she kind of knew. And she's like, well, why don't we just try it for a week? And if it doesn't work, no, I can't. I mean, I was panic, like I can't sit next to her. And just she made me do it for a week, which God bless her. And I sat next to this gal, and that acclimated me to her. And so I wasn't deathly afraid of her anymore. Then the next year I got my driver's license. Had a friend in common. And I would pick this girl up, and then we'd go and hang out with her. And so now that I talked to her a little, I wasn't as afraid. I'm like, now I can get with this girl. And I remember I picked up my friend that we had in common, and we went to this girl's house that I had a crush on. And we went there, and I show up, and I'm like, all right, now here we go. And then I got to see the girl behave. I'm not joking. Didn't see it in class, but at home, she was literally mentally impaired. I not like Down syndrome or anything that bad, but very dumb. You ever meet someone who's genuinely stupid and it's not because they're spoiled, but they just don't have the engine under the hood? That was this girl. And she would just start doing things that were like dumb and cringe. And then I'm like, oh my God. I can't believe I tortured myself for 3 years worrying about this girl. And the old man liked me. And he's like, hey, and he mentioned her name. Aaron, are you single? I'm like, yeah. Still dopey 16-year-old kid. Yeah. Well, my daughter's saying, you mentioned it. Why do you see that? Oh, no. And I'm like, oh, no. No. Every once in a while, you get the old man, he'd be on your side. Hey, you work at the greenhouse. You shovel shit for a living. Come here. I want you to meet my daughter. Oh, God, that was, and never afraid of a woman that much again. Never. Because I was just like, oh, intimidated, sure, but never afraid. Never afraid. Space Cowboy, $10. Don't worry, Cappy. Once the boomer women go, Gen X millennial women will carry the torch of misery. Oh, they will. No, it's obvious. That's the thing. It is so obvious. Women 30 plus, millennial and older, are miserable that we can point to it and point to these younger. Look, hey, seriously, how much more misery do you need? I mean, there's other articles I got about girl bossing. We're not going to cover them today. But you like, look. I mean, the millennial generation are like, look, can you younger people, can you Gen Zers look at this and not make the, no, you're not a boy trapped in a woman's body. No, you shouldn't cut your junk off. No, for the love of God, stop majoring in music therapy. Like, come on, man. Look at them. 42 years old. They need a student loan bailout and they're cutting my SNAP. Look at them. They can't fucking feed themselves. It's painfully bright as to how miserable and bad their lives are that even I think there's a shot you could get young women to look at that and say, wow, you're right. But who knows? Maybe the Democrat lies are so good, oh, you don't have to work for a living. Maybe free shit is such a overpowering message that it blinds young people to the realities of where that leads. I don't know. Protesting with a dry desert at 60 and up, hands off my body. I understand most girls are not attractive to most men. I get that. But there was a fun. I think my generation got the last bit of fun where you could flirt with girls and wouldn't immediately result in you getting fired or blasted on the internet because there was no internet. Like, there was this element of even if a girl didn't like you and you asked her out, she was flattered. Like, there wasn't that. Now, you got to college and there was that. And there were those girls in high school that kind of were like that, where like we were at war. Yeah, but starting in the 90s, that's where you could be fun and flirty with each other a little bit. Maybe didn't go anywhere, but girls didn't hate it. But then they started hating it. So maybe, I caught the last helicopter out of Saigon. Rasheel Patel, our East Indian agent in the field, $5. Vegeta is the best character in the entire series. What are your thoughts on men being afraid of women because they don't want their lives to be ruined? That's not being afraid of women. That's being afraid of their lives being ruined. It's sad. We got to factor it. Well, my thoughts are, it's sad. It's stupid. But it's unfortunately a reality, and some men use it as an excuse. I'll grant you that. Some men are actually cowardly. No one likes getting rejected, but guys, sack up and ask a girl out or two. It's not going to hurt you, but you have to worry about the same risk of rejection is always there. It will always be there. That's fine. The worst thing she says is no. At least that was in the olden days. Now, with the internet, and especially with careers on the line, that's where it's risky. Where there's the obvious risk of asking a girl out at work and losing your career. A lot of people will say, and they're right, well, come on, it's not that, the chances aren't that bad. That's only the horror stories. Right. It is the exception to the rule. There are women, in the vast majority of instances, are not going to run to HR and get you fired, but enough do. And if it was just nothing happened, that's fine. But if you lose your career and your job over it, that's your livelihood. And it's not just that job. It's all the years you put into schooling and education and training and working up to get to that position. Where John Lasseter, accused, not proven, just accused. I mean, I could go through all the different examples. And so there are tremendous risks, obviously, in a workout world. But now that we have social media, now it's reputation damage in the court of public opinion, which, though not as bad as getting fired directly for sexual harassment at work, can lead to having your reputation and thus your career lessened or ruined. I know someone who he's the guy you want, ladies. He's the guy you want. He is in one of the most prestigious professions, and he leads a company in one of those prestigious professions. He is the alpha. And he's jacked. He is jacked. He is wealthy. He's good. He's everything you want. And you know what happened to him? He ended up getting, are we dating the same guy? And he literally had to stop dating in the town he was in and had to go to the other town. And he didn't do anything wrong. It's just that he's in such a prestigious and public position, and a highly compensated one, that having even a little bit of drama on the internet would risk that. His bosses would be like, hey, what is this? And it's over. The men aren't afraid of the women rejecting them. I mean, yeah, you're a little afraid of rejection. Fine. Men are afraid of what's going to happen if that rejection is made public. It's meant to lampoon, or they directly go to the authorities and say, do you remember? He's one of your buddies, Rushil. He's an Indian comic. I think he's in Canada. And he went on a date, and it was an awkward date. I think he asked for oral sex. Oh, my God. As opposed to what? Not asking for it? Just taking it? I'm just saying. And the gal just put him on blast publicly. He didn't do anything wrong. The only thing he could be accused of is being awkward. That was it. Do you know what happened to his bookings? The other guy, Louis C.K. He had some odd sexual requests. Not my cup of tea. Kind of falls into the foot category. Like, I think you're weird, but no one hurt nobody having a foot fetish, as long as they're adults. Louis C.K. had a request of some females to do some odd sexual things. Hey, you know what? Cool. As long as they're adults, I don't care. Nope, that was enough to get him. This pursuit of women can't cost men their lives. And it's really odd, and it's very precarious, where one slip up, one drunken night, one technological advance of we did, remember the tea app where let's spill the tea on all these men. Guys work their entire lives to get where they are, and they got to worry about the fallout from that. And what at the end of the day, what I think a lot of women don't realize is enough of them have made it that they are pitting the pursuit of women against Maslow's hierarchy of needs, our food, clothing, and shelter. We have to risk our financial stability to whatever, ask you out, pursue sex. Oh my God, sex! Oh no! Like it's not explicitly illegal, but in a many and increasing number of situations, it is. Well, I guess in many instances, prostitution is illegal. Oh, no, my goodness. A man is having sex. Quick, somebody stop him. I don't know why society hates sex so much. It's kind of fun. Nowadays, kind of free. Like free of cost and consequence if you have birth control and don't have an STD. But it's risky. It's very risky. And you're right. 99 out of 100 times, the girl just blow you off. Oh, he was drunk. Or, oh, I appreciate it. I'm flattered, but it's not me. Oh, Bob in accounting asked me out. I could report him to HR, but he didn't do anything right. That's the vast majority of women. But then there's Becky. And then there's Shania. And they're gonna, whatever, save your text, put it on Facebook. They're going to go to HR. They're going to say, did you girls date this? Oh, my God. And now there's real costs and consequences. And that's what the guys are afraid of. Like, if you're poor and you got no shit job and all that, like, yeah, go ask. You got nothing to lose. But what was it? It doesn't even have to be true. What's his name? Hazley Ford and God, I'm losing my memory. The Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh. Like some Marxist leftist Democrat operative came out and lied her ass off about being SA'd, I think in college 36 years previous to the accusation. She couldn't remember. It's just all this, like, you just become a senator or you run for office, or you become popular. Anytime one accusation comes out, then there's a billion more. Let's say it's true. Oh my God. George Clooney asked you out, said, hey, you want to go have sex in this closet? Oh my God. And so he wanted to have sex in the closet. Have you thought it might be fun? I'm trying to figure out where the problem is here. Like, if those are your problems, but yeah, all of a sudden you're wealthy. You became an engineer. You become a doctor. You put a ton of time and effort. No, girls, the doctor is not going to ask all the nurses, I want to marry a doctor. Well, then you shouldn't work at a hospital, or you better go find a doctor at a different hospital. Ass bucket, $2. They use so many words to say nothing. Yes. Okay, Lord. He says hi for $1. Hello, okay, Lord. Okay, Lord, again for $2. Cappy tax. Alex Patino, a truck driving Latino agent in the field. Cappy, what if you advertise to teach you women financial literacy as to how to be truly independent by knowing your finances? Now you get more customers. I'll one up you on that, Alex. How to truly not need no man, right? I think that would do better. I could. I want to spend my time wisely. I don't do everything for money, but 98% of the time, if I'm going to invest my time, it's for money. And no matter how much corrected information, no matter how much young women need to be corrected, just like you young men need to be corrected about everything. And women need to be corrected about the exact same things and even more. No matter how much they need it, it's not going to be received. I don't think women are going to. I will do a little bit of, the helping women out hour. I will put it up there. We will see how many women interact and how many women engage. Obviously, it's mostly men right now because that's the majority of my audience. I did get an email from a woman who says, I have a question. Is this where I contact? I'm like, yes, this is where you contact me. What's your question? She sent me kind of a very, very abbreviated version of her question. I said, well, I'm going to need a little bit more than this. And I haven't heard from her since, which is what I expected. But I'm still making advertising dollars on those videos. They're there. It will help women who want to seek it. But this is why I ain't going to write no book, right? I'm not going to do a serious project. If it's sadly to this day, and ladies, here's how bad it is. If I'm going to put together a dedicated product or service for women, it will be Operation Evil. It will be a lie. It will be something that makes you feel good. It won't have my name on it, right? Because you would know. I will come up with bullshit. I will come up with something like Oprah or the Democrats or Big Beautiful at any size, right? Because you girls do not pay for the truth. You pay to feel good. You pay for lies. You will not buy anything else. And so I am not going to waste my time setting up a company or whatever. I still have these ideas, and they're great Operation Evil ideas. But to put a physical product out there, it takes a lot. It really takes a lot. And maybe I could come up with an idea, maybe through white labeling and some Amazon selling, I could do it, but that takes time. And at the end of the day, man, I make enough money and I want to go hike. But yes, that would be a way to write a book and market it correctly. The financial path to the financial choice, the financial something to never needing a man again. Financially man-proof your life, whatever. Mark Magana, $2. Should home economics still be taught? I think, yes, of course. what, men? It should be taught to men too. Well, you don't know. I mean, I think what would help more is like taxes and retirement planning. That would help people tremendously. Personal budgeting, retirement planning, and in economics, you should throw in worthless degrees. That should be the number one thing for everybody. Alex Patino, $5. Platoon leaders are officers, a second lieutenant, mostly first lieutenant sometimes. That tells that the person sooked if he didn't stay in the army. Well, what if he just did his 4 years? What if he was GI Bill? I mean, I don't want to besmirch his service in the army, but I'm looking at the guy. I'm like, are you Obama's army, basically? Which is the same as New York people. But still, if he was a platoon leader, I'm like, okay, got to hand it to him. Ross the Skunk, $5. Aaron showing off the Bucky's Vogue style. We should do a Vogue magazine for men. Like bachelor fashion. It's just us dress our shit. Why are we dressing up? Ain't no chicks to dress up. For your information, the Bucky's statue is taller than Cap. Oh, the Bucky's statue is like 10 feet tall. It's taller than everybody. Mark Magana, $5. I had a long-time huge crush like that too. I got my shot. She was dumb and I didn't see it before. I broke up with her after a month and I felt bad. Oh, you even went out with her? Yeah, no, it's oh my God. I don't know if I told you this, but I don't know what they're putting in the alcohol and the cigarettes in Milwaukee, but the woman, when Facebook came out, 20 years ago? I see this girl now. Now, in her defense, she never treated me poorly. She never did. She looks like shit. Like, I said, what did you do? Did you drink whiskey and then sleep in the bathtub of it and then smoke cigarettes and and save the smoke and smear it on your face? I mean, she looks leathery, very leathery. And I'm like, oh my God. And, yeah, but I never dated her. Yeah, that's how it goes, man, though. I mean, like, how do you know? Dating really is like, you look some of the most of the cringe shit I did in dating. I was young and stupid. I didn't know what I was doing. You shouldn't be. There should be no such thing as a middle school dance. There should not be a do not know. No, there should not be there should not be a high school dance. There may be a prom, but you teach people how to dance. Yeah, like everyone else, we were stupid. Inquisitor Tibby, $10. It's the concept of adaptation. Men haven't created the environment, ROE. We're merely adapting to the new rules to better survive and thrive. Thank you. It took a while for us to adapt, though. Like the boomer men never adapted. They would just keep on getting married. I swear to God, boomer men will keep getting married no matter what. They don't know how not to get married. But their children and grandchildren do. The children and grandchildren know how to use this word called no. Inquisitor Tibby again for $5. And now, ladies, those chickens have slowly but surely come home to roost. The whole red pill MGTOW philosophy has gone on autopilot. Yeah, well, I don't even know if it's philosophy anymore. It's just empiricism. I mean, yes, it's the red pill. Back in the day, there was the practical use of the red pills. Like everything you were told is a lie. And in many regards, it was true. Now we've rediscovered the truth. We've tuned it up for modern day technology. And it's sad, but we're basically at an impasse because men are like, no, this is not an acceptable proposition you're giving us. We're not doing it because it comes at the expense of our life. And girls are like, we don't care. We don't need you. We're going to double down. And I really believe both men and women are just going to the respective corners. And I think as opposed to being together, which would just make us all miserable, we're better off this way. I think men are much better at accepting that realization and moving on in life, saying, okay, now what we wanted, there's no stake, but I'm going to move on and try and do what I can in my life and enjoy it. And that's why I wrote the book, The Menu, Life Without the Opposite Sex, if you're looking for something to do, because half of you aren't going to get married. It's coming up, 6 years, coming up, 2030. Half you girls of marrying age won't be married. That's fine. That doesn't mean God or nature didn't give you a life and that it has to be miserable. Go and have as much fun as you can. No steak is not on the menu, but we got chicken and we got some great waffles and all this other stuff life offers. It's a very positive outlook. Ladies, you have been lied to that you can have it all And I think that's what's really making women miserable and increasing the antidepressant use is you were told you don't need no man. Your entire value system was based on men are bad and I don't want them. And then, but I want one. That's your problem to figure out. That's your problem. Good luck finding a Democrat, good-looking Jack guy like George Clooney, who it's debatable if he's even Democrat. He just probably says that so that, he's popular. Good luck, ladies. And this all ends when you girls lose weight and you become pro-sex. And come with me on this theory, this philosophy. Just here, would this not solve a lot of problems? If women lost weight, now men would have to lose weight too. I know that, but taking agency, if women lost weight, you were just nice. I'm not saying super nice, just nice and civil, polite, kind, and you had sex, would that not bring better relations among men and women? What's fascinating is introducing that concept. Even in men's own minds, you're kind of like, ooh, ooh. Like, you're like, oh my God, expecting women to lose weight and have sex. Like, oh my God, that's edgy. Why is that edgy? Why? But men are cringe, like, oh, a little tense. Your butthole puckered up a little. Ooh. Women will go apoplectic over that. How dare you? You objectify. Okay, all right. Fine, all right. Like, imagine you're in this world, like we're on one side of a big, wide canyon with echoes. And you can yell, and you can hear what the other person is making up, but they're far enough away. And you can yell like, you want to come over, lose weight, and have some sex? And you just hear in the background, but it's way off in the distance. So you're like, oh, we're not crossing that valley. Nah, okay, well, let's go this way. You sure? All right, never mind. But think about that. There's nothing wrong with sex. Nothing. It's not bad. I mean, today, you don't have to get pregnant. You don't have STDs. It's fine. It's exercise. I mean, if you want to be practical. I'm told women enjoy it, but we'll find if I don't know why they're yelling at us from that side of the valley over there. They don't really seem to. Yes, I know. We don't like it with you. Yes, we've heard it. Yes, we know. I'm merely pointing out like what else is out there that you can do. Like you guys like kickball, right? Everybody likes kickball. Who doesn't like kickball? It's the same thing. Like, hey, you girls want to come over and play kickball? They probably like, well, okay, right? Well, I don't know. It's like, yeah. What's the difference between kickball and sex? I don't care. If you got a problem with kickball, you got a problem with kickball. You don't like chocolate ice cream? You don't like chocolate ice cream. Men are done wasting their lives worrying about why you don't like chocolate ice cream. And they sure the fuck aren't going to get fired over it. Plains Warrior again, $5. I rose through the ranks as platoon sergeant. We do the work. Platoon leader is there for administrative purposes only. Is that the butter bars where they, fresh kid out of the academy and all that? Pimp Justice, $6K, $5. All my high school crushes are overweight, multiple kids single. I'm 41 at my reunion. I got swole, whatever hard. I was invisible to them prior. Yep. All right, there you guys go. Link below, we got the book of numbers, analyzing the ROI and the pursuit of women. Ladies, if you'd like, I got a book called The Menu, Life Without the Opposite Sex. It goes through all the things life offers without men. It's very clear you don't want men in your life. That's fine. Here's what you could pursue. Now, I will also say that the menu is also written for men. But there are two distinct menus. The first menu is the appetizer menu. Men and women can share those. Those are life goals both men and women can achieve. Then there's the main menu. And because men and women are different, you need two different goals in life. The men's menu is for the men. The women's menu is for the women. You cannot order from the other menu. You're forbidden. And so if you can read through what the women's menu is like if you want to be entertained. But keep in mind, women will never see. I don't have to worry about like women like, I'll show you, I'm going to order from the men's menu. I was like, no, you won't. Because I list what's on the men's menu. There's no way you'll order from that menu. I guarantee you will order from the women's menu because that's the only menu you're going to order from. You'll ever want to order from. And then there are desserts, which are the fun. Also, men and women can have those. But I guarantee you, ladies, you will never order from the men's menu. All right, that's it. See you guys later. Good luck, girl bosses of America. Toodles.